This morning at work, I discussed a few different things at our spirituality group that we have. We just finished a tremendous holiday of Passover. So much work, so much effort, so much energy goes into this holiday, and now it's all gone. But is it really gone? How do we hold on to this powerful energy that we have from this tremendous holiday? So, it's really true, no matter what your tradition is. I was talking to a group that wasn't sharing my own faith, but they also had holidays recently, and holidays in general, especially, I work in a mental health facility, but not only for people suffering from mental illness, for all people, holidays could be one of two things, and for most people it's probably a mix of both. They can be triggers for negative feelings, or they could be strongholds for opportunities to
pass me Trump. Go ahead.
To be better in our lives and so forth.
There you go. There you go, cutie.
What do we mean by this? For many people, holidays are a trigger. They can bring back bad memories, or if someone is away from family during the holidays, it makes it difficult to cope, and things like that. But on the other hand,
Or if you're not good at cleaning.
holiday and just in general, the stresses of holidays, bringing family together, people might not get along, cleaning the house, preparing food. For different people, it's a challenge. So that's the one hand. But on the other hand, the holidays can be a refuge. A.J. Heschel was famous, he was a rabbi who was affiliated with the conservative movement. He probably in his own life he was personally observant, but he came from a very distinguished Hasidic dynasty. He was this Ben Acher Ben from the Abder Rav. He was named for the Abder Rav. And he was famous how he marched together with Martin Luther King. He wrote books that even many people in the Orthodox community could find inspiring. With JTS, was outside of our community. Heschel wrote in this book, Habit. I read the whole book, but I remember in Barnes & Noble, saw the book, and on the back cover, the quotes from the book, he said very incredible statements that really sums up in tremendous ways that the Sabbath is our greatest cathedral. Alright, as someone who's used to Hamish community, that can sound offensive because they don't understand what he's trying to bring out from this, but the fact is he's really bringing out something very profound and noble and quite deep. We're familiar with the famous thing the Al-Sheikh HaKadosh brings, which really we already see this idea in Chazal. It's a very famous, well-known teaching, where it says that make me a mikdash, a sanctuary, a temple, and I will live in them. Now the question that everybody asks is, why does the first part of the verse begin in the singular and then ends off in the plural? A lot of folks think, God lives in the temple, or lahavdil in the church, lahavdil in the synagogue, whatever. That's where God lives, and everywhere else people can do what they want. That's what people think mistakenly. You see these gangster movies, the guys that they'll kill someone and then they go to church afterwards. But if true religion, whatever religion you practice, should be this idea of osili mikdash v'shechanti v'socham, or even if a person could be not religious, but whatever their that inspires them spiritually, whatever spiritual practice they lead. Some people turn it into something idolatrous. Could even be, they could be practicing a true religion, but they become so inundated with this idea of, grabbing onto some aspect, that they become superstitious about it. If they don't have it, it ruins their whole day. If they're missing something, and everybody struggles with that to a certain extent. But on the other hand, there's this idea of Osuli Mikdash v'Shechanti b'Socham, meaning Hanal Shech HaKodesh understands it, b'Soch Kol Echad V'Echad, meaning not that you go to church, you go to the temple, you go to the synagogue, you go to the mosque, wherever you go, and that's where you have God. Let's say you go once a week, or you go a couple times a year, or even you go every day, and then, all right, that's where God is, and then you go into the business world, and that's religion, this is business. You see a person, he looks very pious, and then he's not honest in business. Didn't you daven this morning? Put tefillin with it. Alright, this is business. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be mikdash. Of course, everybody is flawed, and everybody has their struggles. Even the most religious people, we all have our struggles. The point is, not that God lives in the mikdash. God lives in the people that go to the mikdash. We set aside some place that inspires us. We set aside a place that can make us feel inspired, and then we take something home from there. We go to the shul, and then we go home and have a Shabbos meal, and God is with us at the Shabbos meal. The whole Shabbos meal is sanctified, and we spend time with our families, and whatever we're doing, it's all sanctified. But then Shabbos is over, but we still bring that spirit with us. Pesach is a big inyan of that. The biggest event of Pesach is the Seder that most people have in their own home. Even though it's nice, the synagogues, they sponsor a Seder for someone who doesn't have family, or someone who's traveling and doesn't have where to go. But if a regular family attends one of these synagogue Sedarim, they're missing out on something. But that's neither here nor there, because maybe once in a while it's worthwhile to see something different, and you can bring something home for next time. But the ideal should be at home, because God is with us at home. We don't relegate God just to the synagogue. God's with us. Vasuli Mikdash.